So dear students, that was about the blood. Now let us talk about the human heart. But before we discuss about the details of the human heart, as I've already told you, there are two types of circulatory pathways, open and closed. And closed circular system is seen in annelids and chordates. So when you come in the phylum Chordata, you have got class Amphibia, Reptilia, Aves and Mammalia, and the superclass Pisces. In the case of Pisces, the heart is two-chambered. It's a two-chambered heart. So please remember that Pisces have got a two-chamber heart, a single circulation, where when the heart, which is a venous heart, that pumps only deoxygenated blood, when it will contract, the blood will first go to the gills will oxygenate it, and in the same circuit, it will go to the body tissues, which will use the blood. Oxygen, the blood will once again get deoxygenated, that will go back to the venous heart. In the case of amphibians, as we have studied in in frogs, sorry, it's a three-chambered heart. It's with an incomplete double circulation with two atria and one ventricle. Reptiles also have a three-chambered heart with an incomplete double circulation. And in the case of crocodiles, it's four-chambered. Aves and mammalia have a four-chambered heart with perfect double circulation. So the next thing to be studied is about the human heart. As we have already spoken about body fluids, let us talk about the human heart and a quick glimpse on what do you mean by double circulation. So as we already know that the human heart can be divided into left and the right side. And the general rule of the thumb is left means oxygenated, right means deoxygenated. So remember this. Whenever the term comes left, it means oxy, right, deoxy. And atria will mean receiving chambers, and ventricles will mean pumping chambers. So the human heart is perfectly four chambered. It shows the presence of two atrium and two ventricles, the left atrium and the right atrium, the left ventricle and the right ventricle. So the left atrium, left, oxygenated, atria, receiving chamber. So the left atrium is a receiving chamber of oxygenated blood. The right atrium is a receiving chamber of deoxygenated blood. The left ventricle is a pumping chamber of oxygenated blood. The right ventricle is a pumping chamber of deoxygenated blood. So where does the left atrium receive the oxygenated blood from? It receives it from the lungs. Who brings it? The pulmonary veins. The left ventricle is a pumping chamber of oxygenated blood and is pumped by the aorta. Similarly, the right atrium receives the deoxygenated blood from the entire body through the vena cavas, and the right ventricle pumps the deoxygenated blood to the lungs through the pulmonary arteries. So, this is the perfect double circulation. Why am I using the word double? Because the heart, that is the left ventricle, pumps blood to the tissues, oxygenated blood. The tissues send the deoxygenated blood to the right atrium. This is called as the systemic circuit. Now, the deoxygenated blood from the right ventricle goes to the lungs, and from the lungs, the oxygenated blood comes to the left atrium. That is the pulmonary circuit. So, you got two circuits, the systemic to the body, the pulmonary to the lungs. Such a mechanism is called as perfect double circulation, where the heart, the ventricles, when they pump, one side pumps to the lungs, the other side pumps to the body. So the heart is involved in two circuits. Unlike that of fishes, where the heart contracts and the blood goes to the gills and to the body tissues, in that same circuit. To aid the double circulation, the human circulatory system shows the presence of many different types of blood vessels. And here we are going to speak about the three main types, that is the arteries, veins, and the capillaries. So, what is the definition of an artery? An artery is a blood vessel that carries the blood away from the heart. Most of the arteries they carry oxygenated blood except the pulmonary artery and the which artery? Umbilical artery. The pulmonary artery carries deoxygenated blood from the right ventricle to the lungs, and the umbilical artery carries deoxygenated blood from the fetus towards the placenta. The blood pressure under arteries is always high. They are deeply seated. They don't show the presence of valves, rather they don't need any valves within them, and they got a thick wall and a broader lumen, and their walls are tunica externa, tunica media, tunica interna. Tunica media is made up of smooth muscles, as a result of which it is elastic and collapsible. Whereas the veins, they carry the blood from the organs towards the heart. All the veins carry the blood from organs towards the heart. Okay, and if the vein does not carry the blood from the organ to the heart, it carries it from organ to organ, then it is called as a portal vein. The veins carry deoxygenated blood under low pressure. They are superficially present in your body, मतलब towards the outer side, nearer to the skin. इनके पास भी तीन लेयर्स होते हैं, ट्यूनिका एक्सटर्ना, ट्यूनिका मीडिया, ट्यूनिका इंटिमा. ट्यूनिका मीडिया इज मेड अप ऑफ स्मूथ मसल्स, बट ये ट्यूनिका मीडिया थिन होता है, जिसके वजह से ल्यूमन जो होता है वो ब्रॉड होता है, एज a result of which they are non-elastic and collapsible. Okay, the thinnest among all are the blood capillaries. Okay, and these blood capillaries are made up of squamous epithelium, and the squamous epithelium behaves as a diffusion boundary, results in the formation of the interstitial fluids that baths the cells, and the cells get the nutrients and gases and everything that they need. So that is how the double circulation works, with the help of arteries and the veins and the capillaries.